For the soldier with his uniform of fire. This was horrible. There was a picture, a famous picture in the newspapers of a tank in the desert. It had been set on fire by bombs. It burnt. The picture showed the tank and the soldier standing in the tank, like this, burnt dead. And it was a terrible, terrible picture I will never ever forget. So I write him as for the soldier in his uniform, not his smart uniform like your clothes, not smart, but his uniform of fire, uniform of burnt black. The gunsmith and the armourer, just jobs in the army. For the gunsmith and the armourer, just the jobs some soldiers have. The boy fusilier, that's another job. In Britain at the time, lots of people, lots of boys wanted to join the army because they could not get work. So because they couldn't get work in Scotland, in Wales, in England, they asked to join the army. They didn't think there was going to be a war. They never believed in a war. In their dreams they would just be soldiers. But in fact there was a war, and out they were sent to this terrible thing that happened. The farmers' sons. I was listening to the radio. I heard a mother whose two sons, aged 17, 18, had been sent to Kuwait. And she said, "Why did they send both my boys? They're so young. Why did they send both my boys? They only joined for the music." In other words, they joined to play trumpets, and they joined the band to bang drums. They joined the army because there was a good band in the army and they could play music. Instead of playing music, they were sent to their death. For the hook-beaked turtles, well, I read a list of all the creatures who had been hurt. The hook-beaked turtles, the dugong, and the dolphin. I love dolphins. There are dolphins in the sea a few miles from where I live, jumping out of the sea like that. Beautiful, beautiful dolphins. Yes? They're so beautiful. Why do we all love dolphins? We do, don't we? In Britain there are two families of dolphins. One of them in Scotland, one of them in Wales, near where I live. So I feel happy that we have a family of dolphins close to us. When my little grandson went to paddle in the sea, immediately out popped a dolphin. So he believed it was his own dolphin. So the dolphin was killed by this oil, and the whale struck dumb by the missile's thunder. The whale needs to communicate with its family by making sounds underneath the sea. The bombs destroyed the conversation between the whale and its family. So that destroyed that. They were all lost, they went the wrong way, they couldn't find each other. We destroyed the conversation and the song of the whales. For the tern, the bird, the gull, the restless wader, the long migrations, many birds in Wales go very, very far south in the winter. They go to Africa. So they don't come back if they're killed. We lose our beautiful birds in Britain if somebody kills them on their long journey. Some of them go very far south indeed, even to the Middle East. So the long migrations, flocks of birds flying away from the cold north for the winter, and the slow dying. They weren't shot like by a hunter, they died horribly because they could not breathe in the sea. The veiled sun. The sun was covered with smoke, and the stink of anger, the smell of oil, anger, oil, rage, war. For the burnt earth, it just burnt everything, and the sun put out. It burnt the earth, would kill the sun. The scalded ocean, we boiled it. We boiled it, we made it too hot and too foul for any creature. And the blazing well, the wells burning in the desert, and great smoke flying everywhere. And the last line, in the last verse, I'm really angry. I'm really angry. For the burnt earth and the sun put out, the scalded ocean and the blazing well, for vengeance. What's the point of vengeance? What's the point of revenge? There's no point in it. If you hit somebody, they hit you back, you hit them. Where does it stop? Vengeance. One bombed another, one bombed another. And the worst thing of all, the ashes of language, truth, falls to ashes at a time of war. The politicians tell us lies when there is a war. They pretend it's all glorious. They do not tell us the truth. We were certainly lied to by America and by our own government in Britain, probably, at the time of this awful war.